Sahil with a tremendous fight back to level the scores. He then potted match ball red but ran out of time. But at his second opportunity on the tie-break blue, Burden missed. Vahidi didn't, and he's through to round 2.
Would you please welcome to the table of former German Masters semi-finalist Duane Jones and former Welsh Open finalist Ben Woollaston.
That was 5 years ago now that Woollaston produced his best ever ranking performance, losing out to John Higgins in the title match at the Welsh Open. Twice a semi-finalist in ranking events as well, and made the quarter-finals here the year that he made the final of the Welsh Open up against Duane Jones, who beat Ding Junhui, Wan Sijun and Jack Lazowski on his way to the semi-finals of last year's German Masters at the Tempeltrum in Berlin. Welcome back, Neil.
No, enjoyed that last match, watching it from backstage. Fantastic, wasn't it? What a good performance from Sahil Vahidi, because to be honest, he was up against a very partisan crowd. He was around here, Alfie Burden, had a lot of people with him. He's a good friend of mine, and he really was in the lion's den there. So well done to him for winning that match.
It's the way in which he was able to keep his cool when he was 30-odd behind, and then get over the disappointment of potting match ball and finding out he'd run out of time.
Just on this match, Duane Jones, the problem I have with him is I think he's a very much improved player, good player. He's a little bit methodical. He enjoys taking as much time, as he needs. And of course this format doesn't really allow that. Good player. Maybe it'll help him that he just knows he has to play quicker and he'll be more decisive. But as far as his actual game, he's a decent player, improver.
Made the second round of this tournament a couple of years ago. That's his best.
The cue ball is running on agonisingly. Is he on the red? Just, I think. Yeah, that goes.
Very frustrated to miss that one, though.
Yeah.
Jones, 5.
Some of these slower players on the tour, not slow players, I wouldn't ever call them that, but you don't know what they're like in practice. Occasionally you see players practicing and they play quickly and then get into matches and slow down a bit, and they're not quite as decisive.
1.
When Woollaston is a bit of a forgotten player on the tour, I always feel, I've always thought he's a very good player. The results have not really matched up to it lately.
He did win a European Tour event the year that the shootout got underway,
6.
2011. Very good break builder. But perhaps lacks that killer instinct to take that extra step and become a tournament winner. So far, at least.
Yeah, there's always time. I agree with all that. Played a good shot there to free the black a couple of shots back. His wife, of course, is a professional on the tour, Tatiana Woollaston. They've got a young family, so he's very much involved in the game. And that one was quite a surprising miss, and he can offer no explanation. He looked bewildered by it.
Kind of ball he wouldn't miss in a million years in practice, but out there in front of this crowd who are turning up the noise early today, they're rather louder than they were this time yesterday, getting into the full swing of the shootout, it can be intimidating.
Well, to me it tells you one thing, that tonight when Ronnie plays Alan McManus, it's going to be noisy in here. That's providing they haven't all been thrown out by then. There's a few candidates, aren't there, from yesterday who were taken out to see their last snooker of the day.
Yeah, one or two certainly crossed the line in terms of lively banter, which we could do without. But of course the atmosphere generated by the vast majority of the crowd is exactly what this tournament thrives on.
Tell you what, Philip, this is now a shot that's quite awkward, and you think you've got to hit a cushion. What does he do to hit a cushion here? Right, and that is a problem that players have to deal with. How does he hit a cushion? I would go side cushion into the bunch. He hasn't thought of that. Instead he's playing some kind of crazy shot here that he didn't know what he was doing. And that's the point I'm making. He didn't think clearly there. He could have gone left cushion into the bunch, and that way hits the cushion straight away.
And that ability to think clearly when you're down there in the arena, short of time, is a big attribute to have, and not all the players have mastered it. That's a good pot from Woollaston.
I just think some players, that they don't decide anything until they get to the table. Other players, even when you walk into the table, you can have an idea what shot you're going to play. But both players are very nervy here.
Yeah, they both look edgy, don't they?
You can see what I'm saying about Duane Jones. He's got a little routine that he has to go through on every shot, which can take up a few seconds. But the balls are going in currently. That's a nice shot.
And I guess as we reach the halfway mark, that becomes potentially more of an issue now that the 15 seconds per shot becomes just 10. Is it going to affect his rhythm here? Because he's looking pretty focused as he draws level.
Plays in a good club though, doesn't he? Alongside Mark Williams and Jackson Page, who's a real up-and-coming player. You know, he's surrounded by good players, Lee Walker, all those Welsh lads who are 60. On the tour. You know, it's a good little group of people to be around, isn't it?
Well, he rather threw his cue at that one, though.
I think that's an understatement, Philip. Surprised he didn't take some of his eye out there in the front row.
Duane Jones, 16.
So just 6 points between them this match. Well and truly up for grabs, but Woollaston looking all at sea right now.
There's a pressure shot. He had the red up the table he couldn't get to, which is in near the pocket. This is, someone's going to fall over the line this frame, aren't they? It's one of those, you get the feeling. I mean, even that shot, now what is the question? What does he do here? I mean, he could roll up to the blue and at least not leave a red on. Hit a cushion in doing so. Now, Woollaston might have that same shot here. Could he possibly sneak in behind the blue here, or in behind the yellow even? Queuing down on it. Some of the decision making in this frame is not, they're not crystal clear in their thoughts, either of these two.
This tournament has the ability to turn the legs and the mind to jelly.
Well, he was never going to be on the tink there. It was all would be too easy, wouldn't it, at this stage, to be on a ball nicely.
And it's still a very modest lead, even though Woollaston's struggled so far. He's covered the easy red, as Jones. Still acres of time to turn this around. He's only 8 behind. That's more like it. Yeah.
It is. I mean, he was lucky there, the previous shot, Duane, that he covered the red with the yellow that he'd missed. I think the epitome of Shredsville is this very frame.
3 very contrasting matches so far on day 2. Sean Murphy winning easily in barely 5 minutes against Kishan Harani. Then that absolute thriller decided by the tie-break blue, Vahidi and Burden.
8.
And now this rather edgy, nervy affair. Who's going to fall over the line?
Well, now Woollaston at least has got it in his own hands here. But that was... I can't believe he played that shot. I mean, he had to play on the left-hand red. It would have freed that one. He has a plant which doesn't look difficult at all, but he's lucky to be there, really.
But having potted it, he's nicely on the black. So this is a really good chance now for Woollaston to take a firm grip with just a minute and a half to go.
He seems to have at last calmed himself down. He's looking at the shot clock. He knows he's in the driver's seat here. yellow goes in when it's respotted. I don't think the red's going to be available. I don't know if you forgot about that part, but you can't pop the red with the yellow in the way.
Yeah, there's been quite a bit of muddled thinking in this match, but Woollaston now very firmly in charge of it. Is there enough time for Jones, even if he can find a pot? Just 3/4 of a minute to go.
Well, this has got to go in for starters somewhere, anywhere. Lucky.
Good effort at the double into the centre pocket. And now you've got to think, even if he can get one on his next shot, there's not enough time left. Woollaston wisely using his full allocation of 10 seconds. Is he going to go down all guns blazing? And so ends a nerve shredder of a match for both players. It was pretty uncomfortable out there, but Ben Woollaston has fallen over the line, really. Didn't play well, but it's all about getting the W in the first round here at the Watford Coliseum. And it's Ben Woollaston who edges out Duane Jones. He's through to round 2.